Hey everyone, and welcome to Ink Spotlights from Comix Wellspring. This is the series where we shine the spotlight on immensely talented creators who print with us. And today we're joined by Adam Lemnah, and we're going to talk about Relic Hunter and a few of his other projects and his entire journey. Welcome to the spotlight, Adam. So hyped to talk to you and actually
Thanks.
finally do something recorded with you. Finally,
Yeah, it's been sort of a long time in the making, so I'm super excited, man.
so tell us about Relic Hunter and the comics you make.
So, Relic Hunter is my homage to the Savage Sword of Conan, to 80s black and white adventure comics, 70s black and white adventure comics, heavy metal album covers, D&D art, that kind of stuff. It's sort of like, it functions for me sort of like in the way that, like, I would say like the Dark Tower does for Stephen King. So I get to like pour all of my influences into it, and it's like a psychedelic barbarian book, but it's also like an outlaw. It's becoming an outlaw comic, and it's a lot of fun, man.
Oh, dude, that's so everything, just so many notches checked on everything I love.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a huge heavy metal fan. That's where the punk anthology came from, and everything else
Oh
they
yeah,
did for
man.
Apollo. I'm also a huge Conan fan. Conan's
Yeah,
like one of the
man.
most rad characters in the universe. How cool!
Absolutely.
What got you to create comics?
So, I mean, as a filmmaker, I'm also really, I've also been a huge comics fan since I was, a kid. And in high school, I drew some. I spent a lot of time at my local comic shop. I never drew comics, but I just always been sort of like sketching and drawing and that kind of stuff. And I went to school for visual art. So I did take some art classes then, but I never, like, I don't draw like Neil Adams. So I didn't expect that I was ever going to have like a comic or anything like that. But I stayed with it and just kept reading comics and reading comics. Then when Cartoonist Kayfabe appeared in like 2018, I started following them, and I loved the channel, and I was always like sketching. So like in notes meetings and stuff, and just like every day, like little sketches on my pads and stuff. So, after hearing make more comics like 100 times, I started making comics. And, it was during the pandemic, so I had some like free time. I didn't have a commute anymore. I was working from home. So I had like all this extra time. And one of the things that I did was just start drawing and taking art like a little bit more seriously. Um, and posting it,
Yeah.
which maybe was like a little like ballsy for someone who just mostly just sketch stuff. But people seem to like it. And, I got to do Image Grand Disaster after or during the pandemic. And that was sort of like a great kicking off point because I met like all the guys in the CKRS group on Facebook, and Eli and I happened to live in LA, so we were able to like hang out, and you know, I did some fan stuff, so I did like Weapon X, and I did Batman Year Wah, and and some Ghost Agent stuff for Rocco, and then I had this idea for this barbarian book, and I wanted to do it and release it on Instagram, sort of like weekly or whatever. And I saw what the guys were doing with Next Panel Press.
Yeah.
And so I reached out to Rick and Craig and Eli, and I talked to them, and they invited me on board, and I got some pages together, and it just sort of like went from there. So like I spent the next like year drawing the book, and when I had enough pages, when I had the first sort of story done, then I put it together, and I had like an amazing group of guys, do pinups, and I included a backup story that Rick drew that Manny Gomez wrote, which was really fun because it was like, it gave me the opportunity to have my friends do the stuff that they wanted to do too, and get to see them like draw stuff in the same sort of world that I was creating.
Yeah.
And as like a big fan of like Grimjack, that was like, I love the backups in there, the Munden's bar
Yeah.
backups. So, and I love the idea of having like other creators like playing with your stuff. So that's why I had them come and do that. And the book, I've spent like a year now, a year and a half, almost, like just going to shows and selling the book and having a great time, man.
Dude, that's so exciting, and there's so much to unpack there too, which
Yeah,
we are going to heavily unpack in our Inspired Ink
yeah,
interview. So
yeah.
everyone, please check out our long form video. Before we sign off on this, what can we look forward to seeing you produce next? Is there a Relic Hunter 2 under
Oh
production right
yes,
now?
Relic Hunter 2 is in the works right now. In fact, I am on the home stretch for the inking. So hopefully by the end of the year, we'll be seeing solicitations. If not, beginning of next year, and then next year, lots of shows. I'm also working on a romance book right now, which is really fun. Um, and Manny and I have some other really cool projects that we're tossing back and forth right now. So yeah, it's going to be really fun.
Love it. Dude, that's so cool. I'm so excited to hear and talk more about this. Well, lastly, where can we find all of this awesome stuff done and purchase it and help
Yeah,
support you?
yeah. So everything is available on cosmiclionproductions.com. The books will be solicited. I don't know like where I am in the in the
The schedule
pipeline
for
at
your
the
yeah.
moment, but yeah, the books will be solicited, um, and you can find all the other stuff. Uh, Weapon Egg and Batman Year One, that's all on 100% Comics. And then also on Instagram at Adam Lemnah and at Next Panel Press and at
Awesome.
cosmiclionproductions.com.
I love it. Dude, so many cool stuff and so many great friends. I love Eli. I love Rick Lopez so
It
much.
is.
Just great
Yeah.
people.
Great guy.
So it's good to like just meet more of the crew and talk to them and get you guys out there. Thank you so
Thanks,
much for hanging out on the spotlight. You're just perfect for this type of thing that we're doing. And I'm just so
thanks,
excited to
Steve.
dive into everything else. Really, and we got to get you on Spilding too, because we got to do a live drawing with you at some point.
Love
But
it, dude.
Adam, thank you so much for your time, and we'll see
Thanks,
you
man.
next time.